Buying a new phone seems like a really straightforward thing to do. You just go to a phone shop, talk to the sales agent and buy the phone, right? It's possible that if you don't do some of the checks properly, some basic checks, you may run into future problems with 5G, so it's probably better to do some checks before you go and buy a 5G phone. When you're buying a 5G phone, you have to make sure that you check at least 3 things before making any purchase. So number 1, coverage, the network coverage. Secondly, compatibility, device compatibility, making sure that you have a 5G compatible device. And thirdly, the SIM plan, to make sure that the SIM plan that you have, the mobile plan, the phone plan that you have, allows you to access the 5G networks. So the first thing you need to be aware of is that 5G networks use a completely different technology compared to the 4G networks. So 4G networks use LTE technology, but 5G networks use the NR or New Radio technology, which basically means that if you're buying a phone, it has to be 5G NR compatible. If you don't have a 5G compatible phone, you won't be able to access the 5G network even if you have 5G enabled by the mobile operator. The second thing that you need is network coverage. So you have to make sure that the mobile operator that you plan to use has enough 5G coverage in your area, indoors and outdoors, so that you can at least enjoy 5G speeds. Just to give you an example, when I purchased my 5G phone and 5G broadband router, I had great 5G coverage in my area. I was getting at least 150 to 200 Mbps speeds as well. So I'm using a well-renowned mobile operator in the UK. But now, as 5G networks are becoming more common, as more people are buying 5G devices, my speeds have reduced down considerably, and I'm getting around 20 or 30 Mbps only. So the network coverage is one of the most important considerations when buying a 5G phone. And finally, you have to make sure that the SIM plan that you have, the phone plan, allows you to access the 5G networks. For example, it's possible that you buy a phone plan or a SIM plan that gives you unlimited of everything, unlimited data, unlimited voice, unlimited texts, and yet you're not able to access 5G networks because the limit that you have is 4G, and you can only access 4G, 3G, and 2G networks, but not 5G NR networks. So as you can see, there are a few things that you have to check before buying a 5G phone, so it's good to check these things step by step, so let's do it. If you recently purchased a mobile phone with a 4G mobile phone plan, it may already be 5G compatible. The best way to check whether a phone is 5G compatible or not is to look at the technical specifications. In the technical specifications, you have to look for 5G NR, NSA/SA. 5G uses New Radio NR, a different cellular technology than 4G LTE or long-term evolution. NSA and SA are the types of 5G implementations or deployments that mobile operators can use. SA stands for Stand-Alone 5G, and it is a way for your mobile operator to deploy a full end-to-end 5G network. NSA stands for Non-Standalone 5G, and it allows your mobile operator to deploy 5G networks without investing in a complete 5G network. As a consumer who just wants high speeds on the phone, you don't need to worry too much about NSA or SA. You can also check directly on your phone whether it is 5G compatible or not. I've provided a link to a post in the description that tells you exactly how to do that. If your mobile operator does not have a decent 5G coverage in your geographical areas of interest, for example your home, then it is likely that you will be mostly connected to an earlier technology like 4G LTE or even 3G. When buying a 5G subscription, the most important thing is to check whether you have decent indoor 5G coverage in your area. If you want to stick with your existing mobile operator, then you need to look at the 5G coverage map on their website. It may be that your current mobile operator does not currently have 5G coverage in your area. In that case, one option is to contact them and find out exactly what their 5G deployment plans are for your area. Once you know what the indoor and outdoor 5G coverage looks like in your area, you can at least then make an informed decision. You should always choose a mobile operator that has the best coverage in the locations that you're interested in, for example, your home and your office. If you have a 5G compatible mobile phone, 5G coverage, and a functional 3G UMTS or 4G LTE SIM card, you should be able to access 5G cellular services. Your existing 4G SIM will work in a 5G compatible phone, but you need to ensure that your SIM plan, phone plan or tariff is not limited to 4G and that you're entitled to using 5G. If you live in a country where they have recently introduced 5G, it is advisable to check with your mobile operator whether your existing tariff is entitled to 5G services. You can check your tariff or contract details for any such restrictions online or by contacting your mobile service provider. Ideally, you want a 5G ready plan with no speed caps so that you can access the best available 5G speeds without any restrictions. If you're contacting your mobile operator to check whether your current tariff supports 5G, you can ask them the following questions. Is my tariff restricted to 4G LTE or is it 5G ready? Is there a speed cap on my tariff that limits the maximum speeds? Or do I get the maximum available 5G speeds? Thanks for watching the video, guys. I've written a detailed post on this topic, so if you want to buy a 5G phone, make sure to check this post. The link is in the description.